Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Bah, indeed. This is episode... I wish to preserve the pink sheep wool. This is episode 235 of Far Lands or Bust. There are creepers creeping up on us, so we must be extra careful. Hold on. Oh gosh, I'm taking too long to do this. Come on. I do not wish to pick up that anymore. Alright, grab Wolfie. Oh, that's the way we want to go, is the direction of all the creepers. Fantastic. Hey, guy. Just, don't mind me. Hi, excuse me. You can't see me. I'm hidden behind the sheep. Yes, Wolfie, I got it. We're going. I just wanted to do this. You know, look at all the creepers. All right, they're in a concerted effort to prevent me from going any further west. But I will flank them and continue with our journey. Indeed. Indeed. Very hesitantly. Indeed. But yes, continuing on, like I said, episode 235 of Far Lands or Bust, our Child's Play charity fundraiser. Also, continuing on, we are at $22,620. That is amazing, and as always, continued generosity from all the Farlanders out there. I do appreciate it. If you would like to donate, you can do so with the widget on the very home page of farlandsorbust.com. And all that money goes, like I said, directly to Child's Play charity, and they use that to get toys, books, games, video games to hospitals around the world. Ooh. It's interesting. And it's a great cause. Like I said, I've said that like 16 times already today, haven't I? Like I said. Started by... Oh, that's what I meant to do. Started by the Penny Arcade founders. Cool gaming charity to get behind. So check that out. Like I said, farlandsorbust.com. We're trying to raise $100,000 this season, and already we're up to $22,620. So great stuff. Great stuff indeed. Woo! Spelunk. Wolfie agrees. It's great stuff. I'm glad episode 234 went over well. A little bit more than I thought it would. It was honestly, you know, a lot of people said they enjoyed that video. A lot of funny things happened in that episode. And that, honestly, right after I recorded that was one of those videos where right after I finished recording, I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know if this is a good one or not. I felt like I was very scatterbrained. I didn't quite have a good handle on the topics, and the questions that I was answering were all out of left field. Talking about pants for 15 minutes straight. But it turned out well. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And in addition to the continued support for Child's Play charity, that's another thing that keeps me motivated, is hearing the feedback as hit or miss. Ooh, hello. As hit or miss as YouTube comments may be, as I'm sure you're familiar with. The good ones always far outweigh the bad ones, and that was a situation where I was a little bit self-conscious about. I'm not sure that this episode is quite up to the caliber that I'm used to, but turned out it was, so I should stop being so self-conscious and just put stuff up on YouTube. Indeed. And also, something else that came out of that, a fan, KD Laswell is his channel, took that little moment of the soothing ocean sounds after being prompted by people saying that my voice helped them fall asleep, so I made soothing ocean noises. Decided to make a 27-minute loop of the soothing ocean noises. That is I believe I approved properly the video response for that on the last episode, so check that out. It's as much as as weird as it sounds, and somewhat embarrassing as it is, to have a 27-minute loop of my voice making soothing ocean noises for you. It's a very funny video. Very funny video indeed. And that, it always... I make many, many Simpsons references and jokes on all my videos. And a little bit of me dies every time I notice that a lot of you don't get those references. It's The Simpsons. It's like required reading in high school now, isn't it? Or watching, you know, it should be part of our educational system. But yes, that was a Simpsons reference. Homer did that for Marge at one point. Very, very funny stuff indeed. But anyway, continuing on, I do have, it's about midday, I do have a bit of a reoccurring segment of Far Lands or Bust is Minecraft news. Ooh, getting dizzy. Minecraft news. We have a few items of Minecraft news going on. I'm not sure if it was officially confirmed before, but it at least now is on paper in Twitter evidenced form. It has been officially said that Minecon 2013 is indeed going to be taking place in the USA this year. It was tweeted out by Lydia, aka Minecraft Chick. She, I guess, was tweeting that she was going to London for a few days, and then everybody, I suppose, was messaging and speculating that, oh, is she scouting locations for Minecon, perhaps in London? And she went on the record to say, no, this is something separate. Minecon is happening in the US this year, and she's not traveling to London to scout locations, obviously, for that reason. So, Minecon 2013 confirmed to be in the US this year. So, other than that, we don't know anything. You know, we've had discussions amongst Mindcrack members in our own little Mindcrack chats. Is that going to go all the way? Oh, that's unfortunate. I have to remedy this. There we go. Now that makes sense. Whoa, excuse me, Wolfie. We don't know anything beyond that. There's been speculation and chatting amongst us in the Mindcrack chats that we have, our private chats, and on the Minecraft Reddit and the Mindcrack Reddit and stuff like that. I would fathom a guess. I've talked about this before. I think even directly after the previous Minecon and talking about where they would have it in the future. I would fathom a guess that they would choose another family, kid-friendly location, such as the Paris Disneyland. I think they learned their lesson. The first Minecon, 2 years ago, was in Las Vegas. And that was like a location that they just wanted to go to, or Notch wanted to go to. The adults, the people who made the game. Then they had a little bit of a wake-up call because there were a lot of kids, younger kids with their parents or chaperones that attended, and Las Vegas is not necessarily that kid-friendly of a place. So I think they may, I would think so. I don't have any delusions of grandeur, but I would imagine that Mojang and whoever is the person who makes those decisions has probably learned their lesson and saw how, despite its many, 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 many shortcomings, Minecon Paris had the upside of being in Disneyland, and I think that worked out very well. It's also a very, you know, it's an enclosed, self-sustaining environment to be in, as opposed to, say, oh, a lot of people might be suggesting, oh, maybe they'll have it in New York or Chicago or something like that. Okay, but it's not like PAX or E3 or anything like that where the convention is so large and diverse that you can really stay at the convention all day and call it a day. Where, you know, Minecon is just Minecon, so it helps to have, say, the Disneyland setting, where after Minecon you can actually just walk across the street and there's Disneyland or whatever. There's a self-contained environment to keep people entertained when not actually attending Minecon proper. So I would fathom a guess that once again, it would be a situation like that. And really the only places I could think of in the United States are another Disneyland type resort. Hold on, let's go to sleep. Maybe. Gotta wait for to see a little bit of the moon, and then we'll be able to sleep. One more darkness level, and then we'll continue discussing, and continue with the Minecraft news segment in the morning. Darkness level, there we go. And Minecraft newsness. Indeed, Wolfie? Woof, indeed. Oh, I love when that works out so well. It's almost as if he can hear me. Or can he? Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the only places I can think of in the US that are like Disneyland are the Disneylands and Disney Worlds. Of which Disney World is in Orlando, Florida. Disneyland is outside of LA, California. I don't think there's that many other places, especially other places that might be around large travel hubs. You know, like Paris was Paris, Minecon Paris was Disneyland right there. So I would fathom a guess that that is at least what they're looking at. Minecon being Minecon, I'm not imagining that they even have a place planned yet, to be honest, which is unfortunate to think of, but I hope they do. I would personally hope for and prefer Florida, especially if it's going to be November again. Even though I know LA rarely gets too bad of weather anyway, but Florida would be nice. It's generally between 70 and 80 degrees in November. Disney World, I think LA is not one of my things on the list of places to go to ever. I just don't think the logistics of traveling there and getting around town, even though I know, like I said, Disneyland is outside of LA proper, but I don't think that works out too well. It's also clear on the opposite side of the country, so if there are some people who do want to come from Europe, that would be twice as far as going to Florida, Orlando, Florida, for Disney World. Also, personal preference, that Kennedy Space Center is about a half hour away. That would be a cool little, instead of just making it a weekend, I could make it a week trip or something like that and head out there with some friends or something like that. So who knows? Still wild, unconfirmed speculation, but at least we know certainly, that Minecon 2013 is happening in the United States, and it's definitely been much discussion, and definitely you can look forward to a lot more participation, even though Mindcrack pretty much took over Minecon 2012 in Paris. Mindcrack definitely would have a much greater presence, even more so if it were to happen in the US, which it is indeed. So we'll be looking forward to more news about that. Additional Minecraft news. The segment continues. How amazing. Is that on April 4th, everybody was tweeting out that Minecraft for the PC surpassed 10 million copies sold for the PC since release. That's pretty crazy. I think that puts it up as... I should have done my research, but I remember reading it. That makes it one of the most well-sold games on the PC ever of all time. So that's pretty crazy indeed. And to celebrate additional Minecraft news, Jeb tweeted out a teaser as to a major addition to the next version of Minecraft, Minecraft 1.6, is going to be horses. The often requested, often joked about, even in the April Fool's Minecraft 2.0, the horses were simply reskinned pigs and cows. It looks like proper horses are going to be added as part of Minecraft 1.6. That is very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Then I suppose you wonder, will saddles then be craftable objects? Because right now you have to only find them in dungeons and things. And of course, the only use for them now is to ride a pig, which is not that great. But yeah, that's interesting. I think they're working in collaboration with, if not directly with, the people behind Mo Creatures, which is a very popular mod for Minecraft to add, as it would be, more creatures. So yeah, there we go. That's Minecraft news. Minecon 2013 in the US. 10 million copies have been sold for the PC version of Minecraft. And horses. Horses to be added in Minecraft 1.6. Woof. Woof indeed. We won't be seeing any of that stuff, however, in Minecraft Farlands or Bust, because we are playing in Beta 1.7.3, the last iteration to contain said Farlands. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Whoa, that, woo! That just keeps on moving, doesn't it? And it stopped. Okay. Yoink. So let me, I suppose, switch gears. That's the end of Minecraft news. Etc., etc., etc. Woof. Let me answer some questions from very generous donators. But I also have a list of people who have been asking questions in the comments and Twitter and things like that, so don't think I'm going to just ignore you all. From donators, however, from Screedle, thanks for your donation to Child's Play charity, but Screedle asked, do you have any comments, fan theories, praise, and or problems with the new series of Doctor Who that just restarted? That's right, Doctor Who has restarted. I've only so far, there have been 2 episodes, but I've only so far watched the first episode. Not too thrilled with the first episode. And again, I think I mentioned this before I even watched it. I'm starting to think that maybe Stephen Moffat, who's the new producer, director, creator, I guess, not creator, sorry, but the main guy behind the series, having taken over since Russell T. Davies left with David Tennant back series 4, with the 11th Doctor, regardless. I'm under the impression that maybe he's not all that great at making up these long-term season storylines. Maybe he's just really good at making the one-off... Oop, hello. There's a party going on downstairs. Maybe he's much better at creating the one-off episode storylines and not so much these long-form, the seasonal storylines. And this one is with the new companion, what's her name? Oswald? Something Oswald's? Sure. Where she's been introduced before, and it's very confusing. But the first episode, where she's properly the first companion, it's a little bit all over the place. It just seems like the episode storylines are taking a backseat to the overall season storyline, which makes them feel like an afterthought. And the first episode very much felt like that. I mean, there was kind of maybe a new villain introduced, but again, it was so much an afterthought to the, whoa, this is kind of like a pseudo canyon of woe, but this is the canyon of woo, because that's what I said when I saw it. Woo! And also when I almost fell to my doom. Look at all these pumpkins. It's like a lot. I was going to count them all, but then I realized I do not wish to do such a thing. Ah, yeah, this is kind of a... It needs lava, not water, but almost a canyon of woe. Kind of cool. I should be careful because of that guy. Woof, yes. Let's just go around it. It doesn't look like it really wants me to go on the interior of the basin there, I guess you could call it. So, going around the canyon of woo! So yeah, not sure. I still have to watch the second episode. I've heard good things about the second episode, however. which is interesting because I'm assuming that one is not written by Stephen Moffat. They generally find other people, like one of the episodes was written a couple seasons ago, or last season was written by Neil, what's his name? I almost said Neil deGrasse Tyson, but that's obviously not right. Neil Gaiman wrote one of the episodes last season. Careful! So that might be the case with this second episode. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, so I'll reserve my judgment then. But I've heard oh my gosh, have I been walking the wrong direction? It's entirely possible, although I think... No, I haven't. Yes, maybe. Well, I'll see in the tape, but I was making my way around the canyon of Woo and got confused, I think. Regardless, let us make the elevated hidey-hole and have some sleep. But yeah, I don't really have any theories. To be honest, I'm not very invested in the storyline because I am kind of dubious about it. So no theories, other than it's starting to be that I'm watching it out of habit, which sucks. But hopefully, I've heard some good things. People were very surprised, it seems like, at least from what I've seen on Twitter. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but that the second episode of this season is an entertaining, a good one. So I'm looking forward to that. Doctor Who. Doctor Who? Doctor Who. And a Times Lordsness. No? I guess not. Wolfie was not impressed. So, continuing on anyway. Another question from a generous donator to Child's Play Charity at farlandsofbus.com. Ethnicolor asked, you mentioned being gluten intolerant. What did you change about your diet and or lifestyle when you found out? Well, I still haven't found out. This is still my own personal self-diagnosis. Careful, Wolfie. Be glitching in the blocks. I still have to go to the doctor. I don't like going to doctors. They make me uncomfortable, and I dislike such things as these. Still have to go to the doctor to get, like, officially confirmed to be out of the way to that. But it's just I got very sick one weekend, lost a bunch of weight, was unable to eat, had cramps, had other such situations I will spare you the details of. And read up, had suggestions from you guys. I did a little bit more research, and everything seemed to add up. More so with Jen than just, obviously this one time I got sick. It added up throughout the history of issues I've been having. Dietarily, stomachally, healthily. Oh, dang it, Wolfie. You just pushed me and I gotta redo this. It just added up. So, as an experiment, I just cut out gluten from my diet. And you asked, what did I change about my diet? That's very, very simple thing indeed. Just cut out gluten. Do research about what foods have gluten, the wheat, the barley, the rye. If you're looking, I start to look when I do go grocery shopping. I do spend a lot more time looking at the ingredients of something I'm not sure about. Or I'll have my phone and I'll say, does this brand of this thing have gluten? And there's a lot of good resources out there. Forums, websites, things that have asked these questions for you, and you can find out pretty well definitively whether or not this or that has gluten. What's over here? Is this a spawner or just a little cave-in? That's a little divot. Excuse me. That's really it. You got to find, one of the things that surprised me is that anything on the ingredient list, if you see modified food starch, if it doesn't specify that that's rice or corn or potato modified food starch, then it could be wheat-based modified food starch, and you shouldn't have that. So there are a lot of things. There are ketchups and barbecue sauces, even tomato sauces for pasta and stuff that have this modified food starch. There was the store brand of sour cream I was purchasing had modified food starch. It really is kind of a sauce thickener type of thing. Yeah, that's what she said. No, it's kind of a sauce thickener, I guess. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that might have that modified food starch that you got to watch out for. So So yeah, I mean it's really pretty cut and dry when you're saying I need to go gluten-free is just cut out gluten. You know, I've found brands of bread and oatmeal and pasta that I like that are gluten-free. They're different, either rice or corn-based instead of the wheat-based. I've stopped drinking beer altogether, which is a sad thing indeed, but had to stop drinking beer. It's just, that's really all I've changed. And it's, whoa, excuse me, a little bit simpler, I guess, than other sort of restrictions. I know some people might be allergic to dairy, or perhaps maybe they go vegetarian or vegan or something like that. And something I found out, a friend of mine is vegetarian. Can't eat marshmallows if you're vegetarian. The normal marshmallows have some sort of animal gelatin byproduct in them. Although I was very happy to report that there are vegan marshmallows that are made without this, which are also gluten-free. I think once again, marshmallows might have gluten in them, either via modified food starch or some other thing. I'm gonna drown. Sorry, I didn't. Oh gosh, I'm gonna drown again. Okay, get up. I didn't have my compass on my hand. I thought I was gonna go off course again. So yeah, it's pretty simple. I think it hasn't been that difficult on me. There was a place. There are places I've gone to, as in restaurants. That's where it gets a little bit shady because obviously they don't list the ingredients to restaurants. Some of them have gluten-free menus or guides, but most restaurants can't claim to be 100% gluten-free because they're all making stuff in the same kitchen and there's cross-contamination and stuff like that. So I've definitely cut back on the amount I go out to eat because of that. So yeah, thanks for that question. You had another question. Ethnicolor asked, if you were offered a chance to go to the moon, on a moon landing expedition, but it was only going to be one way, would you go? And here I am again. These hypotheticals I have to rationalize in my head. I don't know why a moon mission would be one way. Because the moon is, at least, you know, cosmologically speaking, is right next door. I don't know. That's actually a tough question. Going to the moon would be amazing, so it's possible to say, if it was the only chance I ever had of going to space or going to the moon, and it for whatever reason had to be a one-way mission, then maybe I would definitely have to think about it. Mars, on the other hand, being a one-way mission, that's beginning to look like that might be the best, if not the only way to go. Because, you know, 80% of the problem is getting a person back from Mars. A little bit further away, a little bit more gravity. There's an atmosphere you have to deal with, and all the fuel you'd have to bring with to launch back off of Mars, and blah, 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 blah. Mars, yes, I've said that many times before. If the people from NASA knocked on my door right now with their clipboard and said, "Excuse me, we have a spaceship ready to go, designed specifically for someone of your height and weight, and you're perfect, but you have to decide to go right now, and it's a one-way trip, say goodbye to everything you know," I'd be like, well, sorry, everybody, but I must do this, you know? So, Mars, yeah. Moon, I don't see just technically why that would have to be a one-way mission, so probably not just for the moon. Woof, woof indeed. But yeah, thanks for those questions and the donations. Here's a question from Twitter. Sir Double. Sorry, this is a funny name. Say you had a new username and a new username that wasn't your name, like Good or Beef have. What would it be? I've sort of answered this before, or I've answered the question, why is your name KurtJMac? I don't know what I would choose, and that was the problem I had. If I had known what I wanted to choose, I probably would have chosen it before I started doing this YouTube thing, or before I made a Twitter handle, or things like that. I don't before I started doing this, I wasn't much of a gamer. Definitely not much of a multiplayer gamer, so I didn't have like a gamer handle or a gamer tag that I used over and over and over again. I didn't really have a nickname. Kurt is not that much of a good name to have a nickname to. So I'm not sure what it would be. Even before I started doing YouTube videos, I did try to think of things. Like, maybe I shouldn't have KurtJMac. Maybe it should be something catchy or, you know, gaming related. So I was trying to think of, like, characters from video games. I was trying to think of, like, secondary characters from Tomb Raider. The first Tomb Raider, there was the dopey guy who's kind of the sidekick of Natla. I think his name was Larson. I'm like, yeah, you know, that it really doesn't have a ring to it, and it's kind of like a really crummy inside joke. You know, I like cartoons, I like The Simpsons. I was trying to think of, like, Simpsons characters, but everybody and their mother has reserved every single Simpsons character that has ever lived as a username on Twitter and YouTube and things like that. I liked one of my favorite Adult Swim cartoons was Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. So I was like, Mentok the Mind Taker or anything like that. But even that, the most obscure things, even the most obscure things that you could possibly think of are already taken, or they simply don't make sense. So I have no idea, and that's the reason why I am simply known as KurtJMac, because I am an unimaginative and uncreative son of a gun. Unfortunately. So yeah, thanks for that question, Sir Doublé. Where did you get your name, Sir Doublé? Because that's an interesting one. Indeed, right, Wolfie? I guess we're making a mountaintop end of the episode hidey hole today. I might regret this tomorrow because I'll have to find a safe way down. Ooh. Oh, and I hear water. This isn't good. Alright, right here, Wolfie. Yep. Oh, this isn't good at all. No, this is terrible, actually. Oh, okay. I might be able to salvage this. Oh. Maybe. If I can do this without this all collapsing around me, that would be great. Oh, yep, see, I gotta... Whoop, no. No! Lost the torch. Alright, let's, Is there... Aha! Yeah, I'll just have to... Wait, I just... Idiot. I'll just have to, build this one up myself. Woof! Wolfie agrees. I should probably shut the door. Might be a good thing to do, eh? Alright, a strange and unusual hidey hole for us today, but I think this will do just fine. Right, Wolfie? Enjoy the scenery. Got a nice view, but let's plunk down the old workbench. Hopefully I'm far enough away from this cavern area that I can sleep without having zombies spawn in my hidey hole here. Oh, almost made a bunch of half slabs. Dang it. Boop, there we go. Let's make, I need some wood next episode, so remind me of that. But yeah, thanks for, checking out this episode of Far Lands or Bust. I hope, I don't know, I'm getting that feeling again that this episode might not have been one of the greatest, crikey. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. What else is going on? Keep giving Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. Keep tuning in for Ultra Hardcore Season 9 with the Mindcrack guys. Still going on with Team Dookie. We got Etho, BWO, Doc M77, and myself. We're going to take it all this season. Or are we? You'll have to tune in to find out. I didn't want the gravel or that. That's what I wanted. Alright, so yeah, thanks for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Floating Flint.